FXBros.
What's up, people? We are live. It is April 13th. Already 2 weeks in on the second quarter, and a lot has been going on. A lot. We're going to talk about the charts and see where everybody at right now. Pull up some of the usual charts we kind of keep an eye on besides AU. But also talk about all the volatility that we recently been in, and see where we're going from there. Look into the news that's coming out this next week. So currently, kind of like I predicted, especially with these 3 touches at the bottom down here on AU on the 4-hour, we are now turning bullish to pretty much eat up all that selling we did at the beginning of the month on April 3rd on Thursday. So that April 3rd, Thursday sell-off into Friday, which started the creation of the support at 59.50, has now been retraced into. So we pretty much, like I said, on Thursday morning, well, really Thursday evening at 8 o'clock, we had an open price of 63.19, 63.20, something, 23. 63.24. Currently, the price is at 63.03. So we are back at those price levels that we were in on the week of the Thursday and April 3rd. If we go to a larger time frame, we do see a bullish engulfing on a daily. Nothing on the 4-hour that would indicate, besides just the further bullish push above these resistance levels that kind of were created on the 4-hour, pretty much at 60, 80 to give it a price. As soon as we broke through that, and as you can see, that was notified as somewhat of a strong resistance with this big candle, because all strong and support and resistance levels are going to be broken by a large candle, just hands down. It's not going to be no weak candle that's going to break through that area. It's going to be, and when I mean by strong and weak for the most part, yeah, it's the size of the candle, but it's mostly the body adjacent to the wick. So if we have the body that's larger than the wick on the candle, then that's considered a strong body candle. You know, if it's something like this, even better, but even this on its sellout would consider to be a strong candle, because it not only was it considered strong with the body being longer than the wick, but at the close of this bearish candle, you see the size of the wick at the bottom is very small compared to the one at the top. So that's just leaving more pressure and more force on the bearish side. But other than that, we are currently bullish, going off this daily bullish engulfing. One thing I want to point out too, like we talked about, this area down here is a daily gap from April 2020 that we just tapped into Wednesday last week on the 9th. Just tapped into, I mean, that was when we tapped, the first time we touched it was Monday on the 7th of last week. So those pretty much last week was the first time we touched a price level so low that we haven't seen since April 2020. And we all know, I mean, March 2020. That was right around the time that the pandemic level really set in America, because that issue had found its way into the country. We all knew about it around 2019 December. That's when it was all being talked about, in other foreign countries, but it didn't come here until about January, February, and then yeah, we saw the market start to return. If I zoom out, you'll see on the daily right here. You can see that's the exact low, which is at 55.30, 55.20. So that's what happened. As you can see, right around March, we had to sell off, but it started in January. Broke support late January going into February with a retest, and then furthermore selling off with the biggest sell-off in March. But that's when we went on like extreme lockdown, like don't go nowhere type shit. And the last time we touched that price after we created it, this gap, was March 26th of 2020. The gap was actually created and confirmed on the 24th and the 25th. So the 26th of 2020, and as you can see, if I scroll out to the right, came close here on 2022 October, and then here last week. It's about 5 years before, if you look at it from the presidency, it's whole term, the first term of Biden, and then we get Trump. So we'll see if it's just a ping pong play. It's basically all that he did. If you look at this is what Biden did. If you want to look at just the bullishness of the market after we had this down, because every market had this sell-off. S&P, I'm not sure, but possibly crypto had this sell-off too. I think all markets pretty much experienced a sell-off, but we regained that and started pushing bullish all the way until same time that following year, 2021. Is it a possibility that we might be entering in the same? Now, the only thing that's different about this sell-off and this bullish push is we got to look at this sell-off as pretty much, probably would have to, because that happened, and that was pretty much 3 months. This happened in October. It's about 7 months for that. So we did have a longer time for this sell-off, but we just have to see how it plays out in the future to see if we get the same type of bullish push from this. The bearishness is not reading the same, so chances are we could still be entering in more sales, but we all know when structure gets broken on a higher time frame. But overall, that's what the daily looks like. Go to the weekly, see if we see anything different. And I'll leave this up. I'll go to this chart. Weekly is not saying nothing either. We're not getting this clean sell-off. Pretty much just playing in the still consolidation. Like I said, if we were really going to sell off and continue like we were to kind of mimic that, it would have happened in that fashion, as you can see. These candles with the continuation. But we traded back into this consolidation, so now we waiting to see if we're going to retest these highs up here at 63.80-ish, or we're going to break through and continue. That's what we're waiting on for the second quarter. We got Spelling. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How am I sounding?
I could turn up my speakers, but it's slightly low, but it's probably good for the most part. But yeah, we got, even though we ate up that clean traffic on the weekly previous week, looking at the 4 hour, if we break past 6,400 or 64 cents on the Australian dollar, we kind of got somewhat of slight clean traffic on the weekly. See if they use that to their advantage. And that would mean we would get, or we should get, a lot of bearishness in the dollar for us to see that bullishness in AU. And looking at it from this standpoint, we do have a lot of room with targets down here at $93. It could come down here. Not sure what that would take, because this sell-off on the dollar that started in January, this is the weekly, so this started this year, January, second week of January. If we pull up the stock market, this sell-off pretty much didn't start to February. Even though if I go back to January, it didn't do much. It kind of started really in December, so the stock market was early. We got the same sell-off that we experienced in the dollar, so not sure how that's going to play out as far as for AU, but we will use all these tools to our advantage. I know the stock market and the Australian dollar really don't correlate, but it's all volume at the end of the day. And I know the dollar kind of sort of, I guess, attaches itself to the stock market in some way. Not really. It's really more really for Australian dollar and currencies, but I know how the economy is running, and the strength and the health of the economy is kind of gauged, at the value of the dollar, our dollar, and how we value our dollar and our economy. Is it going to be overvalued, pushing higher than 110, maybe reaching to this 114? What that's going to look like to the stock market? I would think it would be a bullish thing, because if we look here after the sell-off that I said every market experienced, dollar sold off, all markets kind of sold off after COVID. 2021, we started seeing this bullishness. Kind of the same thing we saw in AU, slightly different. It had more of a early bullishness during March of 2020. We saw more of a further sell-off. So, like I said, that's where that correlation lies in with the dollar and the AU versus how the dollar matches with the stock market. But if we look at the dollar started experiencing bullishness, first signs was beginning of 2021, and wasn't really confirmed, I would say, towards the fourth quarter of 2021. So we go to S&P. S&P starting to sell off in March, and then started to regain its footing early March 20, and then wait to 2021, and it just took a life of its own. So it's kind of some correlation. When all markets are failing, all markets will fall. If I pull up gold, as we can see, did not get affected. So that's why gold is always that safe haven. So even though all markets was falling going into November and December 2019, when we got the notice, we didn't really see a pullback until March. Everything kind of fell in March, but as you can see, gold never broke structure. Gold just continued going on this path and still strong. So gold is always going to be a safe haven, regardless. It's a commodity. It's not, man can't make it. You know, it's actually an asset given from the earth. So it's rare, supposedly, to a certain degree. But yeah, it should always go up in value, kind of like real estate. You can't buy a house for $2,000 no more, like a real brand new house like you could back in the day. So it's kind of that built-in price increase you're gonna always see. So you really can't gauge gold off of too much. And even if I go back to 2000,
Man, that chart is tremendous.
yeah, even in 2008, gold sold out, but it didn't break any true structure. You know, to say it was slight structure here, but it was probably scary to some people to see a sell off from a high of 900 all the way down to 6 or 700. So that probably was somewhat of a scare. Looking at prices reach the peak of that price in '06. So niggas probably was thinking like, oh shit, we about to break that and go to $200. So I could see that scare, but we didn't really see a break of structure until after that first recession that we had, you know, in our lifetime, 2008. So market's bad, safe haven, gold increases. After the safe haven of gold, we start to see people getting out of gold, and everything else was extremely bullish around that time. You know, markets, of course, real estate turned back bullish because after the crash, people bought a hell of real estate for cheap. So a lot of people are selling their gold, so this is where they buy assets. This is all accumulation. When you start to see structure on the bearish side break for gold, that's accumulation. So from April 2013 all the way until June 2019, leading into when we started, you know, the next pandemic, this is all accumulation. Buying assets, you know, besides commodities like gold and whatnot or whatever, but buying assets as far as better stock pricing, just real estate, starting a business, private equity, whatever you can name it. But that's that time. And kind of you can see the same thing here after the pandemic. All the markets failed. We go to safe haven, gold, 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 bullish push, bullish push. After that, we start to accumulate again. You know, getting out of gold positions, starting to buy more. And then now, leading into the new presidency last year, Biden, the market explodes again. And it's still on a rip, which is crazy. Damn. Okay, the dollar had a peak at 120. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh, that was 85. God damn. 163. That was because of that inflation. Son of a bitch. Yeah. So let's jump into the news right quick. See if we can find out what's coming up for next week. Sunday in an hour, we got some wine news, Chinese wine coming out. That'll be great to see what their exports is going to look like. Their consensus is an increase of 4.4 from a previous is 2.3. So we're going to see what the actual is going to be looking like for year over year for March. I would suspect if the tariffs are any effect, which probably not because they just happened. So we probably won't see any effect until next report. But I would be shocked if we see a decrease. I would. I know they going crazy for the consensus, but I don't know. I know we get all our shit from them, so I know the export should be high, but with all these talks, I'm not sure. So imports consensus is an increase from -8.4 to -2. So their consensus saying, give me. We need everything. Please. That's basically what this is saying for the consensus. They want it all. Balance of trade. So Monday, we have Australian dollar news coming out at 8:30. RBA meeting minutes. High news. Tuesday morning, Empire State Manufacturing Index coming out at 7:30 for USD. Wednesday, we got retail sales coming out, and we have a Powell speech at 12:30. Retail sales coming out at 7:30. So we'll see what he has to say after what all has been going down. Australian dollar later on that night has at 10:30. No, 9:30. No, 8:30. 8:30 employment change and an 8:30 unemployment rate coming out for Australian dollar. So Wednesday should be high volume from the morning to the evening. Thursday, we're going to double back with jobless claims, housing starts, building permits. See how that looks. I know everything is kind of stagnant for the most part. And Friday, nothing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Powell has to say on Wednesday, especially since we just experienced. And if you've been watching the markets for a long time, you will know what I mean. But we just experienced one of the biggest pump fakes. And it probably won't be the last time this happened, but these tariffs, especially how they reacted to the markets, that was like the biggest pump fake ever. So, and if you know, but they use situations like that, no matter how big it is, if it's an actual issue or something that's affecting the country or the whole world, they use them as kind of situations to pump fake markets. Because at the end of the day, if it's not a real not man-made, but if it's not a real like act of God that terrorizes worlds and people got to come together and move money around to fix shit, if it's some other shit, policies or just different uh like systems that were created that broke down and were unable to sustain all the lies and fraud that was going on. They use situations to pump fake the markets to get them back, because at the end of the day, what I've seen on this earth for 41 years is what really moves the world. Is greed. That's what really moves the world. Like I know it's kind of weird. It would kind of stop, I guess, capitalism and shit to a certain degree. But I kind of always thought about, like, what if we put a cap on corporations? Like, how would that look like? Like, if you started a corporation, or if you started a small business, or if you started a lemonade stand, you only can make so much. And if you want to make more or whatever, you have to start a new business or some shit. Something like to where you can't just always go for more, because going for more always kind of creates that bubble scenario that pops, like, and it all stems from greed. They just want more and more because they can't get more. So you put a cap on it, maybe that might diminish diminish that. Because that's the only reason why we got prices so high on certain shit, because it's inflation, because supply and demand. This person got it, this person don't have it. Like logistics issues. Like it's a lot of situations, but that's all come from, I guess that whole free trade and capitalism type shit. Because it's always more. Yeah, that's what I noticed. So if when you see things being said, that's just to give them a storyline and a headline to put a name to what happened. Like, oh, why did this fall? Oh, because it was the tariffs. Oh, why did the market turn around and go up 30% in a day in certain stocks? Oh, it's because he said he's not gonna do the tariffs. He only gonna do it on China. He's gonna hold back. He's gonna give a 90-day pause. Kind of same shit they did with TikTok. Everybody was so scared they would take TikTok off, and it's like, are we gonna do a 3-month or 2-month pause or some shit? Like they love the pump fake, but you gotta read it in the markets. You gotta see it in the charts before it happens, because by the time it's on the news, it's too late. It's too late. What you think about that, bro? What you think about my thoughts about the pump fake? Do you see that? Or do you feel that? Or did you hear that? Or you muted? I don't know if you that. It might be what they say when you plant a gang in his head. Sweet dreams and tomorrow. That's your protection or whatever. Yeah. Oh, I got you, brother. But yeah, kind of look at some of these stocks. Look at the weekly on some of them. Look at that. First time since we broke structure here, and the market ate all that up in one day. Nobody knew when it was gonna buy up, but the day, I bet you, I don't know if he mentioned that, but it's a Monday that week, so it had to been on that either that weekend. There probably was some mention of it that led into when the stock market opened. It just, yeah, it did gap down, but we closed in the bullish, more so somewhat engulfing scenario. But yeah, definitely interested in seeing how the market reacts to this. Let's see. Uber just Uber probably is a more traded stock compared to the more volume, bigger candles. But looking at it from this standpoint, Lyft has a great future, and it's
like huge upside to the left.
Nah, for real. Compared to all the volume and volatility that we have in Uber, especially
That's the thing. It's like Uber is taking all the volatility.
Yes.
So
They
I
just
don't know.
promote, Lyft need to promote the stock more, whether it being a new product or new something, but they need to promote that to push the stock more into the eyes of, you know, because I know they're doing a good job on the back end as far as customers. You know, it's becoming more of a household name, Lyft, but once it becomes in the consideration of the talk of maybe, I know it ain't gonna be no magnificent seven, but if they really get into that top 10, top 20 talk, then yeah, they're gonna have a nice upside.
Is Uber only in the United States?
Lyft is only in the United States.
So that's the thing. I think that's what's like not really holding them back
It is.
because they don't have that much, you know, in America already. Like Uber's killing it and they killing it overseas. So it's like I don't know what Lyft is trying to do.
I don't know either, but I know they're taking their time. Whatever it is, they're not trying to press the gas because that's what Uber did. Uber pressed the gas out the gate. Like they did guerrilla marketing. They did like parties. Let's throw parties. Let's turn this shit up off the gate.
Yeah.
Like, they did. They grew. They grew before they had the product type shit. That's what they did. They went with that approach and it worked. You know, everybody's using the service, but when you overseas too, not only do American people use it overseas, but foreign people use it overseas. So you got those potential people wanting to invest into it because they're using it. So you just got a larger pool of people that's pouring their money into that stock. But as you can see, you know, they're having their runs, but it's really just up to new heights from here. You know, they go up here, it's just up to new heights. But Lyft actually has a path. Like if you zoom out, Lyft got a crazy path. TSM is a odd stock. I'm about to draw this right now. I want to take note of this structure right here. It's on TSM. I don't think they're gonna break that. Tesla is anybody's guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's Elon's bank account. So that's anybody's guess right there.
Damn, I like how you say I never heard that before. Elon's bank account is Tesla stock.
Nah, real talk.
That's crazy. It makes sense.
I mean, he lost in this drop right here. He lost shit. So many billions of dollars. I want to say like 60 B's or some shit.
God damn. I thought you were gonna say like 5 or something.
Fuck no. I mean, he was up. When he was up, when it was like up here in these peaks, that nigga was like breaching 400.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
currently at like, I want to say like 320 or 319 or some shit like that. Like he's still above 3, so he's still up there. But yeah, he lost a considerable amount in this drop. You know, 'cause that's his bank account. That's his bankroll. You know, I think he playing that through legislation. He's gonna get a more serious footing in all this other shit. I think he wanna get that NASA money with SpaceX, which he you know he getting it for the most part because he's doing shit that they probably can't do or don't have the infrastructure to do because they so big and massive and got all these guidelines. They can't just send fucking 20 rockets a day up in the sky and test shit. But yeah, he got that bread. He can do that thanks to Starlink. But yeah, what was your thoughts on that pump fake? What you think about that? Like the pump fakes that get used in the economy to get markets to fall and get markets to retrace.
I mean, he gotta take care of his people. So most of his people are, the billionaires, the investors, or whatever. So yeah, he'll talk tariffs and blah 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 blah, and then that'll shake all markets up. Then he doubles back and gives it a fucking 90-day, um, a 90-day pause or whatever. And for most countries, but he's focusing on the ones that he really wants, he want to make a deal with, like China and fucking, yeah, just China. Keep it real.
Yeah.
I think they are, at the end of the day, it's a data war, and they try to like who can like leave Taiwan alone.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, man, leave the niggas alone.
And I think that make America great again, bringing jobs here, and we not gonna do no more with the China. I think all that shit is another bigger pump fake.
Hell yes.
I think all that shit is capped because it well, I'm gonna say two sides of it. It may not be capped only because the only reason I'm calling it cap is how he talking. He talking like that shit about to come in 2 years.
Yep.
Like that shit gonna take decades to happen.
Yep.
Because it took decades to get here.
Facts.
We ain't get here in 2 years. You feel me? So you gotta change people's mind. And then not only that, if that happens, you have to force either in a form of, tax credits or whatever, but I know it's gonna have to be some money printed, but you're gonna have to force the like the minimum wage to where it's gonna be like, niggas can afford $3,000 iPhones. Niggas can afford $50,000 new sedans from a Toyota, from not from BMW, from Toyota. It's 100 bands for BMW now, but for the M3 base model type shit. Because that's what's gonna have to happen if all that shit get manufactured here. Because motherfuckers ain't about to go for no $5 a day type shit, $5 an hour.
Right. And for those companies to make money, they can't be putting all that money into motherfucking labor. That's why we get all the parts from China and shit, because it's hella cheap. Even if the cars are getting made, what they say, yeah, even if the cars are getting made like they American made, nigga, the parts that we getting to make the car are coming from Germany, from fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah,
American made is a blanket term.
right. And just how you said, like for them to be like, make America again, we're gonna be creating fucking nigga, it's one thing just to build the factories and shit like that. That's one thing. And that's gonna take, a decade or two. And then you gotta build the workforce back up. Cause nobody wanna be doing no fucking Eminem 8 Mile fucking shit. Like
where is probably the largest amount of our workforce at right now in America?
wait, you mean like where, like in the country as far as like location or
Category, like what are most people doing? Like are we, or do we have a lot of people in manufacturing, technology, or what? Like what is, like, if we had to grab the majority of people, what's the highest majority as far as like knowledge for workforce? Like what would you classify it as? Like just a blanket category, not nothing too specific.
Shit, fucking retail.
Yep, you got it right on the head. Retail. So to change that into a manufacturing company, a country, to where we make everything now, what that's gonna look like with training.
Robots. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
That'll speed the fucking process up. But even then, you're gonna need, like you said, yeah, dog, it's gonna take 30 years easy.
Yeah, I would say so.
Easy. So all this fucking golden age shit, like when?
Yeah, that shit ain't about to. As I said, that shit ain't about to happen. Shit ain't gonna happen in his presidency. I
I'm
know
about to say.
that shit take decades, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only just the change, but it's the time of change. Like you got to get people into the fact of that change, and it ain't just the people at the working level; it's the people that's making all this boatloads of money with the current structure of the world. Like, how you think the current structure of shit go change if we turn into more of an export country than instead of an import?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we import so much because we can control the price and how they sell it to America. But if we export everything, if we making everything, then nigga, y'all just it's all labor, nigga. That's where all the money going to labor because we make everything.
I'm just like, and then on top of that, let's say if they were like, okay, we got to have humans.
The human stock market.
Huh?
I said if it go back to a manufacturing country and we make everything and export everything, then they go change the stock market from companies to humans. Like niggas go be investing on Fred because this nigga stayed later at work today.
Yeah.
So, so we know they gonna make more calls.
Straight up. A motherfucking Android 316 head.
Nah, facts.
But yes, we are definitely going in that direction. Nigga trying to like kick people out and all that shit. Like, bruh, they, with all due respect, and I love those people. Like, the immigrants that come in and do these tough jobs. Uh, that we should know how to do. Like, I'm gonna keep it G.
And I was about to say they're not tough jobs.
On the smallest level, like niggas should know how to put up a fucking fence. And I mean, I know it takes teamwork, but that's all the reason to do some shit together. Like you work together, you build a fucking house, and I don't get it, but uh, I understand. Like we too busy with our own jobs and shit like that, to where nigga literally don't have the time for that. So
Yeah, it's lifestyles. It's like like just to speak on like when immigrants come over here, nigga, they not taking jobs that's too tough for us or for Americans. It's jobs that to them, nigga, $10 an hour, nigga, give me.
yeah,
And then the business, see what it really is, the businesses should be paying them niggas 20, 25 an hour because they looking at it like, oh, he don't know no better because where he from, he get $5 a day. So I could pay this nigga $50
right.
a day. He gonna be heads over heels, showing up to work early, staying late. But if I hire an American, he gonna want 300 a day.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's where they coming from on that level. So it's like it's all greed. It's a money thing. Like
And then,
if they was fair, they would be paying everybody, what they worth.
right, illegal or not, they are doing the work, and
Facts.
in some instances they do better work than the nigga that you pay more from. That's like from that has an LLC type of shit.
Type shit. And that all comes from lifestyle because we don't come from too much of without. Like even people that live in poor Like I guess you could say, like squalor poverty conditions are living better than some of the third world countries. So, from that standpoint, you got people coming from those levels saying like, man, I ain't trying to work at McDonald's. I only get paid 18 an hour, and I ain't trying to serve no. But on the flip side, you looking for something that these certain companies build thresholds and walls that won't allow you to get there.
Mhm.
They want degrees, they want 5 years experience, they want this for the 25, 30, 35 hour jobs and shit. When McDonald's should be paying that. Because if they was, everybody be working there.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yep.
But that's the only way that's gonna work for that make America great again. It's gonna have to, like, in these times, not in the future, in these current times, as potentially prices will increase. Especially if they stick with them tariffs on China and be like, okay, y'all can make everything still. We don't want the manufacturing. Y'all still make everything, but we gonna tax y'all ass. But we just gotta figure out a way with our greed. That's the only way we gonna figure it out, with our greedy ass, on how we gonna pay Americans more so they can afford this and more expensive shit that's about to come into the world. Now, if that happens, yeah, to a person in today's world making 25 hour McDonald's will feel like, oh, we lit. But eventually, possibly, them tariffs go, force real estate, car notes, insurance, whatever the case may be, to also go up. So that 25 probably ain't gonna hit as hard as you think it's gonna hit. And then if they that greedy, it's gonna go right back to where it was. It's just gonna be bigger amounts of money now.
Yeah, I can see a higher volatility.
Higher volatility, $1 trillion company is gonna be a thing of the past. Not a thing of the past, but it's just gonna be like everybody $1 trillion now.
Yeah, it's gonna be the norm.
It's gonna be the norm. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Like billionaires gonna be the norm. It's gonna, instead of making it rain at the strip club, they just go throw bundles of money.
They could go be multi-trillionaires.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's fucking
scary.
crazy.
That's fucking scary. Not crazy. That's scary, nigga. You could lose it all hypothetically and still be good. Like that's how much money you got.
Yeah.
Lose all this shit, nigga. I'm still rich.
Because I feel like that shit. I was talking to Slim about that earlier. Like, he was like, just talking about inflation and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's why we got to do what we have to do to beat that shit. Like, we got to outwork inflation.
Yep.
So
that's all the game plan.
Right, and I told him, I was like, it's not like you got to keep on killing it to where like eggs go be fucking $130 5 years from now. Like it ain't that type of inflation. But
right.
What you said as far as like housing and material, like yes, that is a fact. Like cost of living inflation, and that's what I told him. I was like, as a whole, yes, that's going to continue to rise.
And it always has.
Always has.
Through wars, through all this shit, it always has. So that's gonna be, see what the problem is, what people don't realize too, is versus from when our parents grew up and how we grew up, in our generation in the 80s and prior to, and still to this day, inflation always happened. Prices always got more expensive. That's why we could look back and see like how much shit used to cost versus now. Like we always had that situation. But two things is, one, the information about what's happening. Back in the day, nigga, it was a blanket over everybody's face. They were just paying the shit and just dealing with it and just complaining about the prices. Now we got I guess you could say, still a blanket over our faces to certain extents, and we still complaining about it, but we know about it. Like we see it.
Right.
We know about it. Back in the day, niggas didn't even know. You feel me? So I think it hit harder when you know that it's happening to you.
Yeah, like you can see it in your, like, yeah, you can see the meeting. Like you can listen to, the Fed speak. You can listen to the president talk about certain things. Like, yeah,
Social
like you said,
media, really, that's the
social
big
media.
thing. Social
Yeah.
media. Even if you're a nigga that like looking at funny videos, you scroll as long enough, you go find somebody that you kind of look up to in your demographic as a person that you can trust, that look like you, that's gonna be talking about that shit. Like it's a popular topic. That's what I mean. So it hit harder when people know about it. They can complain like, oh,
I got
how many videos they got on social media people complain about egg prices.
yeah, I feel you.
And has McDonald's stopped selling eggs for their breakfast?
Hell no.
Did they rise their prices by $13 for their?
Damn, that's crazy. Fuck no.
Come on. Are they using real eggs? That's a whole nother
Fuck.
topic.
Yeah, them niggas using liquid eggs. They put that shit in a little cylinder. I already know.
So it's like, yeah, man, it's a whole lot of shit. Like it's gonna keep going up. But just like how you said, you gotta fight that shit.
Hmm.
And on Monday last week, uh, the stocks that I got on my watch list were all over 15%. I think Tesla, I want to say it was up 23%.
Yeah, that's because he came in with that release on that 90-day pause.
Right. So all stocks was up. And if you had the information, which we are in that information age, so it's just all about what you're watching. But if you had the information on options, granted you'd have had to have a pretty nice bankroll, but $50,000, if you would have caught the bulk of the move, like I know this all hypothetical. This ain't just like, oh, everybody could do this, but
Yeah,
this is like what's at play.
right.
$50,000 could turn into $1 million in
Easy.
one day
Easy.
off of that move.
Yep.
Like I said, that's the bulk of the move. It's damn near impossible for a human to, through emotions, hold a trade from the bottom to the top in one day. So I'm not saying everybody could do that, but it's out there. So maybe you don't make 50 into $1 million, but maybe you turn 50 into 700K.
Right.
You feel me? So yeah, bro, like niggas complaining about inflation and eggs. and
Oh yeah, I was just about to say that too. Like I guarantee all these people that's buying all these eggs, niggas wouldn't worry about eggs. They probably wasn't eating that much eggs until the shit started skyrocketing. They're like, oh shit, I forgot I do need my protein.
which is other levels of protein, if you really want to be real.
Facts.
You know, you really want to be real.
Well, you want to be real. Yeah, your body can create proteins.
Facts. Like you could survive on water
Come
and,
on.
and fucking maybe small plants to
Facts.
actually survive.
Fruits and berries and shit, and yeah, water.
Yeah.
Kicking ass. But no, you're right.
But yeah, overall, it's all about information. You know, even just to the small term of the I could say the brain dead act of flipping. If you really want to really try to increase your wealth at a small rate, but still it's a possibility. But I mean, we're in the age of where you can sell shit online, and even if you trust people enough, and if you're immobile, you can have people come to your house and pick up shit, or you can have the post office come to your house and pick up packages. Like you literally don't have to leave the house. You could buy shit, get it delivered, and sell it and flip your money. Like I said, it's a slow way, but as you grow your bankroll, you could turn it to a large operation. But like that's like a no brainer. You know, you ain't gotta think about it. You just, oh, somebody, you know, that for example, somebody's selling a Nintendo DS for $40 with all the control, with all the plugins, and I know on eBay I could sell that for 140.
Yep.
You didn't have to leave your house for that.
Thanks.
So like,
That's
you know,
beautiful, man.
that's the world we live in right now.
Right.
We could do that. You couldn't do that shit back in the day. So it's yeah, man. It's I never talk about that shit though. Like I never even see why people worry about prices and all that shit. Like I look at it like nigga, I want prices to keep going up because eventually you get that shit to y'all niggas.
Right.
That's how I look at it. Like I'm like bet. Like I do know when it's an uncomfortable increase on price. Like you know, but yeah, I don't want prices to go down. Just I guess stay the same to a certain extent. Like yeah, I want shit to keep going up because nigga, I'm a capitalist. I like to buy ownership and make you know profits off that ownership, whatever it be, from stocks to commodities to assets, all that shit wrapped into one. So yeah, I respect that shit. I just like it when it's at a respectable rate. But I know through greed, people would create markets and create bubbles to get greedy and create a falling market to take profit. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
like,
If you can create
and this is so deep, bro. Through all them tariff shit, just keep it G. And people and they be talking about this shit on Bloomberg, and I want to know if you hear this shit. But through all this tariff shit, markets, you know, markets been going up. Markets been going up since 2020. As you know, you pull up all the charts. Everything been going up for the past 5 years, over the past 5 years. So when we get a sell off from this peak, how in anybody's just simplistic mind, how would you think the stock market fell because companies doing bad now because of the tariffs? Now companies not making money, even though you could physically go outside and you could see people going in the stores, buying shit, eating shit, getting gas, living a life.
a ton of shit too.
A ton of shit, vacations, flights,
Yeah.
everything, nightclubs, everything's still happening. Everything's still going on, but yet the stock market fell 60% or whatever. What do you think really make it fall? Do you think because of the terrors, oh, the companies that day or that week, oh shit, let's make a report. We not making no money. We was making 20 million a day. We only making 2,000 a day now, y'all. Like no, nigga, that's take profit.
Yeah.
That is take profit. That's all that fucking is, nigga.
Yep.
They just gotta create a story around. Nobody, they not gonna go on Bloomberg and say 2,000 billionaires just took profit in the stock market. That's why the market fell. They don't have to say that shit.
Thanks.
They're gonna say the tariffs.
Yep. They need something to like damn, what's the word? They need a catalyst.
Need a scapegoat.
They need a scapegoat. And it ain't gonna be a human being,
Hell no.
you
Hell.
know.
But sometimes they do use human being if they need to. If they got something that they can do to make you look this way, they'll
Yeah.
do. They will do that. But overall, but it's gonna be something. It's gonna be a story. It's gonna be something that happened. Oh, nigga, I got late to work. I got in an accident. Oh, that's the reason why we lost 20,000. You go up. Okay, now we go.
No, thanks.
Niggas, I gotta have a story. But yeah, at the end of the day, people should not be worried about what they say. Like you could literally turn your TV off, turn your phone off, turn all that shit off, and just focus on this money that's going on in these markets currently. What's up, school?
Whoa, what's happening, school?
But yeah, niggas should not be worried. You gotta find a avenue to turn. Cause like I said, just that simple move in the stock market. Like who took that play? Somebody took that play.
Thanks.
You know, and that's just 50,000. Imagine people who put a 500,000 and just turned that into two right quick.
Yeah.
You know. But, yeah, man, it's all a pump fake. At the end of the day, you just got to know how to read the markets. They have to call a take profit something. Notice they only talk about that bullish move during that week or during that day, but they've been talking about all the bearish news for the past 2 months, 3 months. You just gotta be into that shit. What you looking like, school? How the market's been treating you?
What's poppin'? You can hear me?
Yeah, you a little low though. I can't. It's like you're away from the phone.
I'm on that damn. That's because I'm on this speaker for real. I'm on that speaker so I can hear.
Oh,
But
okay.
hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Yo, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's because but yeah, man. Last week I actually did not trade, bro. It
Same
was
here.
it was a clean ass market though. I ain't gonna lie. Like I seen a lot of clean ass plays. Like I could have made over like 3 racks. I ain't gonna cap. Like, but I had such a bad week the week before that I was so hesitant to even go with my moves. And it wasn't that the reason that I messed up and been messed up the week before wasn't that my moves were so bad, but it was so more so that my trusting my moves, trusting my plays, and
Yeah.
not letting them play out the way that I know that they're supposed to play out to the end. And I
You know what it
literally
was?
just
You know,
losing my money doing that.
I'm
Huh?
gonna tell you like this. What it was, dog, and kind of me and Jay was talking about. I think last week. It's like this first quarter, we didn't got like looking back at the markets, it's been
Mm-hmm.
hell choppy. It's been very, 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 very choppy and consolidated. And like I said, gold has pretty much been the best chart or one of the best markets.
Hell yeah.
So when you look at it like that, we didn't start to get this volume until the tariff talk and until he said he gonna pull back and pause. Like that's when
Mm-hmm.
everything started expanding. So every Dow, we look at it like, okay, the market looking good, which it is. Like, hopefully that first quarter was just a little shake up. Niggas got to take profit, move their money around, and now they got better positions in the market, like buying where they bought at on S&P and all
Mm-hmm.
the stocks they dropped and shit. So yeah, you good. It was just
Yeah,
niggas
hell yeah.
tired of seeing that consolidation all for 3 months straight. Like, shit was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. What I realized too, man, I should have been holding like my gold plays from January
Boy,
because man, like I know for a fact that like when something is trending the way that the gold is trending, that shit trends for about 6 months, and it's been trending since January. So I know that shit got into the end of June to really finish its play out. And I'm just realizing because I was thinking about that time that I turned 1,800 to 30 racks, and I turned that 50 racks to 100K. I was doing it and did it in 2 months on a demo, and I was literally just holding all my plays like Nasdaq, US 30, Bitcoin, and it was mainly Bitcoin that had made the play pop off. But it was like just the idea that holding brought me from 1,800 to 30 racks in
yeah,
two months was
yeah.
insane. And all I was doing was just compounding, adding positions as this shit just kept on up. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta think
And,
about it too. With gold, gold is a safe haven when the markets is about to turn into a consolidated state. So when you got any field and we started getting indication. If you look at the S&P, niggas started getting indication of a bearish market like in December last year,
mm-hmm.
first time. So when you start to see that happen, you know for sure everybody about to pull their money into gold. That's the safe haven, and you can look at all the way back to 2008 during the recession. Like it always happens. When the market's shaky, gold be bullish, like hands down. So like it's like it's like a almost a golden rule. I ain't gonna say it's just like
Cause something I be feeling like they got to make their money somewhere, so
yeah, gold will
they
always
gonna
be
make show something move.
market. I mean, like real estate. Real estate, you know, you like I was saying earlier, you can't buy no house, brand new house for $3,000 like you could back in 19.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it always goes up. So gold is one of those things. It just when the stock market is having that potential to go bearish or pull back, that's when gold gonna like go through the roof. Because everybody putting their money into a safe haven that they know it ain't gonna make 3,000% type shit, but I know my money gonna keep going up while I wait for the stock market to get back
Yeah, right, exactly. You just go a little big on that bitch. That's all. Fuck,
right. Yeah, but if you would have held that shit from January,
bro,
boy,
I'd be going crazy right now. I had well over 10 racks in the account.
nah,
I'm going crazy, bro. Cause the positions that I was adding on them bitches, I had hella positions.
I
You
already
know
know.
what I'm saying?
You talking about
I've
that
been going crazy.
trading that shit.
Yeah, I'm getting after last week, after this week, seeing that the potential is more so now I'm just on some man, there ain't no more plan, bro. It's time to lock 100% in. It don't make no sense to not have no bread, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. You know, when it's like right here in my face,
Right.
you know, and they handing it to me. Like it be handouts, I be saying some shit be moving so righteous.
You got the information though. That's why a lot of niggas don't have this information.
Right,
They got
right.
to know how to cook, hot dogs a different way at the house off of TikTok. But they ain't got this information. If they did, they would know. They would know.
Real talk, bro. I be trying to put niggas on. I be steadily like I'm always telling niggas. I'm tired though. Telling niggas, man.
You
You
can't tell
know what I'm saying?
it's Sean when you gotta show them through your success. That's the only way. Telling niggas we I think we passed that age. It's too many niggas on YouTube telling niggas how to make money.
Yeah,
If you ain't got no Lamborghini and no Rolex on, they ain't trying to hear you.
yeah.
Real
It's
talk.
all good.
YouTube took fuck that up.
It's all good. They ain't gotta listen to me. It's just they gonna be asking me. That's why I keep telling. Niggas gonna be asking me what I'm doing in a couple months, dog. I'm like, what you do, nigga? You just getting it. Yeah, but I just be chilling at the house, studying the markets, brother. You hear me?
But I
For
feel you.
real, bro. This shit.
The money is right there in front of our face. Niggas just gotta continue to lock in, man. Like you said, go 100,
Next level with it though, bro. Like, fuck
100.
being scared. Fuck the FOMO. Fuck the fear. Like I've been saying before, bro. The same shit I was saying, preaching a month or 2 months ago, when I was saying is about that fucking psychology, bro. It's all about. I've been realizing like all my trades, everything that's been fucking me up, it's all psychology. It's always fear missing out, or like some type of fucking fear of losing my money, or fear is a fear. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, just lock the fuck in and get technical with this shit. Turn robot. You know what I'm saying? And don't let your emotions calculate shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because imagine if you would have been holding your AUs from, you know what I'm saying? I know that bitch spiked back up, but like if you would have been holding them bitches before that spike, you know, and caught the TP at the bottom,
Yeah.
like because we knew where it was going. Ultimately, you know what I'm saying? Let that bitch go all the way to that fucking lowest low. Like especially when you know this shit been trending. This shit just don't make sense. The shit that we be doing, bro. Like just not holding these bitches is what I'm saying. Some of these motherfuckers, because these bitches just running. Let that shit pull back. Get more positions in, type shit. You know, take profit at that fucking low, at that lowest low, and then rinse and repeat that bitch.
And let and when you mention about the lowest low, let a lowest low get confirmed by like multiple touches. Like because
Yes,
nobody know what a lowest low is.
because
The market
it's not
keep creating a new low until you start to see multiple touches at the area, and that's when it's starting to build a support. That's when you start to take.
exactly, bro. Exactly, bro.
You
Exactly that.
know,
Because that bitch could do the biggest pullback, but it gotta come back and retest the support area.
yep,
Unless it's on a trend line, and you gotta check trend lines, draw trend lines to be
yeah.
sure that that's not a bounce off area that bitch is gonna come to and take off like
It's,
what gold just did.
if it's trending, it's gonna just continue to break through, and you just keep holding.
Yeah, bro.
But you
Facts,
just
bro.
gotta be willing to hold when it creates a low and pulls back up bullish, and you start to pull back in your profit, and then you gotta wait for that next continuation of the sale. That's what niggas be thinking like, oh,
It's about to go bullish now.
go bullish and shit, which it could. You gotta be
Yeah.
you gotta be on the defensive, be ready to pull the trigger, but you also gotta be willing to just let structure play out too.
Yeah, right. That's all it's about, bro. Let the structure play out. And once the structure play out, go for the move. Go with what you see, and
Yeah,
don't second guess it because you seen the structure. You seen what you seen. All that zigzag shit they about to do is just to get you out your position and make you second guess yourself.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally, just go with the fucking move. Like go with what you know.
And you
I
only
don't know this shit,
structure
huh?
when the candle closed. Like you can't determine what structure is until that candle closed. I don't care what time frame you're looking at. You gotta look at that too. Like and
Right.
it's hard to. It's boring. It don't like, especially being from, I used to come from a background, I guess, playing sports and shit. Like it would be boring as hell if niggas had to play basketball but couldn't you move your feet. You just had to pass to the nigga and stand still. Like, you feel me? Like I know it's boring as fuck to wait for a candle to close and then make a decision because nigga be wanting to like,
Cause that bitch be taking off on your ass. You be like, man, I should have been in that bitch.
it's a level of doing that sometimes, but still having that ability to wait for that structure to confirm too.
No,
But yeah,
definitely,
you do got to get it in the heat of the moment. I do feel that.
bro. It's always, bro. That's the same thing. I've been doing the same thing. Like I be realizing niggas been like real hella positive with this shit. Like some people, 19-year-olds be getting this, 22-year-olds. I'm 31 at this point, bro. I've been doing this for about to be 6 years, and it's the same shit that's been fucking me up at the beginning. That's fucking me up now.
Yeah,
Literally, like I tell you, the fear. It's just fear of missing out, fear of getting left behind,
that
fear of
let you know it's a lifestyle change to really make it in this shit. You got
yes,
you got to rewire 31 years of you living.
exactly, bro, exactly.
How
And
long?
niggas don't.
I
That's what niggas not ready for when it comes
damn,
to
And
to
that's that
come into
time
the
when you got to
markets.
look yourself in the mirror and really realize, like, that's what I'm saying. That's when the growth really happens. You can really know that what you need to work on, as a trader to improve. Once you figure that out, like they said, the first step is to, identify it.
Yup.
And then you can just refine from there. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing it one
No,
way for 6 years. Shit, just simple statistics. It's gonna take you at least three to like not to not to get it, but to like be at that level to where it's over. It's gonna take you 3 years of building those right habits because it was 6 years of still doing the same bad habits. Yeah, I guess you know.
nah, I feel you.
Yeah. Now, that's real. I mean, you gotta look at it like a bouncing ball too. Like it's like that inertia type shit. Like you can't expect you doing something like you said for 6 years and you could turn that shit around in 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
Like and like I said, like how you said three, that sound about right. Maybe it could be sooner, maybe it could be longer, but yeah, it definitely ain't about to be no 2 months after those 6 years of doing something. Like, yeah, it's gonna take some refinement. You get comfortable, losing that fear type shit.
Yeah, yep.
You know.
Yeah, like, ow, what the fuck? Yeah, like at the beginning of January is when I really started to lock in. It's just like I started to see so much profits that I started to be like, man, I don't want to lose my profits. So then, like, I stopped following the fucking guidelines to what made me the profits in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And just went back to, I don't want holding on to my money. I don't want to hoarding, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, like that fear kicked in.
Yeah, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose what I just gained and just,
But you
shit
trying
like that.
like you trying to whatever you just gained, you're really trying to make that every day.
Real talk. That's the whole key. And nigga don't want to lose that shit. But I realized, bro, you really, really gotta be like, fuck this money. Like, it's in here type
Yeah,
shit for me to, grow that bitch. Like the money that I need, that bitch in my pocket already. You know what I'm saying? Like I got money to pay for bills and shit. This money right here though, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really be like, fuck it, fuck it. It is what it is.
Yeah,
If I crash and burn, then fuck it, I got more money. I'm gonna put in that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like, like in the next move, I probably missed out on this one move because the moves that I make, it'd be like big money move. So I might crash out on this one, but that next one, I bet I don't miss on that second hit. You know what I'm saying? I just go big, go home. Fuck this, bro. Like this shit really like here for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this here for us on another level.
like fuck that
exactly.
money.
Especially these 4 fucking years.
Like keeping score, like how the rich people do. Like what made me turn into not really giving a care about the money and shit. Even though I ain't got it yet, I still don't really look at it like I don't really care about it too much. Like, cause I know it's gonna come. Is like I done been around like rich ass motherfuckers before, and when you got it like that, bro, them
Oh damn.
niggas don't
Ice.
care about shit. Like it literally, like I said, it is at a certain level to where like a certain amount of money you could do pretty much everything. Like it's a lot of things niggas don't want to do. It's hotels that charge $100,000 a night. Like everybody don't want to do that shit. But to do mostly what an average human wants to do, like yeah, it takes a certain amount of money, but it ain't a lot. It
Right.
ain't.
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like making a good 500 a week on this bitch not even that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that'll help a nigga out.
that's base stuff.
How I get at the club, a nightclub? Oh man, what they had people join my room? Well, what the fuck they talking about? Anyways, yeah, brothers. Yeah, man. That's my message. And look, stay on your move. Your call is the right call, brother. Like, don't second guess yourself with this shit. Cause even if you lose, fuck it, bro. The next one gonna be right. Just hold your shit from take profit to stop loss type shit. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's
You
all.
just gotta let that shit play out. You don't know what's about to happen. Nigga can't call it.
That's that Mark Douglas shit. Leave it alone. Just let the trade play out. Don't touch it.
Yeah. I'm on that swing trade and shit, bro. Fuck that day trade. Don't get me wrong. I could scalp and make a bust a couple moves and like I could add positions onto my swing type shit.
Right.
Like and just take profit for the day. But I want to also have some positions that just stay in, if that makes sense, and don't
Like,
move.
even on a time frame shit, when you said you could scout, but you rather swing trade, you a swing trader. Look at it like this, bro. Most millionaires and billionaires, they trade off the fucking daily time frame. Let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Off the daily, maybe the 4 hour. They trade off the larger time frame. Why you think these trading platforms even allow us to trade out the 1 minute time frame? Come
They
on.
want your fucking bread, bro.
Come on, man. The market always moving. Always moving. So if shit, let alone the 1 minute, nigga, they got 5 seconds. The fuck we
Yeah,
need
they got
that?
the shit. They got the 1 second.
What the fuck we need that for? Like, who trading that? Who willing to really put their money at risk to make a career out of trading a 1 second time frame? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they do that for a reason. If they wanted to, they could have locked that shit up at 1 hour. That's the lowest time frame you could go, and you go up from there. But what that would have done, that probably would have made everybody some nice, consistent, modest traders.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want that. They want
Exactly that, brother. Exactly that.
real
Like,
stuff.
get your mind out of that. That my money about to lose. I'm about to lose my money. Let me get out of
Yeah,
there. Cause
nah,
that bit, man, shit, hold that shit is always gonna come back. You
yeah.
hear me? More positions got to be put in. More, big money got to. They can't put all their positions in, so they might make a pullback happen, so they could, you know, get their profits.
What you just said, that is called consolidation. When it's consolidating, that's them getting in them. They trying to get in and out of them big ass, large ass positions that them niggas in. Because like you said, they can't get in and out like we can.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that bitch start trending, then that's just what it is. That's just them and the retail traders taking that market in the condition they wanted to, the direction they wanted to.
Mm-hmm. And you just gotta get in where you fit in. You can't be trying to get the perfect position and all of that. And let me get in right here and then. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get it, if you see the position, get it, but don't second guess it. And man, when you see that bitch happen and that bitch right there where you just said you wanted it from, just get it right there, bro, and watch. Because there's so many times I'll be like, I want it right here, and watch it get right there. As soon as it get right there, take off and flew into profit. But nigga don't get in. Nigga just calling and playing and don't do it. Just want to see if you're gonna be right type shit.
My main thing was when the market on Monday and Wednesday touched that daily gap from April 2020, and I didn't catch them buys. Like that's prime example. Nigga had that. I had that area drawn out over a year.
Damn.
Like, not saying I've been waiting for it, but
Mm-hmm.
it was there, and it touched twice. And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel what you're doing on that.
Yeah, brother. Fuck that. Make this shit happen.
No, nigga gonna lock in more. But this shit is definitely happening. But the volume is kicking in for sure. So they're about to get back active because I was not active these first quarter. I could tell you that. I probably out of the whole first quarter, nigga probably did maybe 10, 15 trades. I ain't gonna lie.
Huh?
I said out of the first quarter, I probably did about 10, 15 trades. And
Hey.
usually I do that probably maybe in a week, mean, I ain't gonna say
Right. That's why I said, damn.
but showing the money.
Nigga ain't did nothing.
It's like it's been shitty for
Yeah.
us. For you know, I mean, of course, if I had access to gold, you know, look,
Yeah. Go fuck with something called a trade station. You could trade that bitch on chick had put me on the chick I'm learning, not learning from. I'll be watching her videos though. She a trend trader, trend line trader. She wait till that bitch like she'll look at something that's trending for like weeks, and then she'll wait for the trend line to get broken, and she'll just sell that bitch all the way to the bottom of the beginning of the trend type shit, to something like that. But nah, like fuck what I was getting at.
you said trade station.
Oh, trade station. Yeah. She trades on trade station. She trade is actually legit. Is regulated. They got futures on there and equities. So I think it's more of I'm not sure if it's more of a futures, but they got equities on there as well. So you could trade your Oanda for your Forex and you go there for your equities and futures. So that way you could do gold and all that shit. You feel me?
Yeah, they in Florida right now.
What trade station?
Uh,
Yeah. So now I'm just putting you on something that you could trade like
money,
gold and shit.
and it's a Japanese company. That's what they own by. But nah, that's what's up though.
Who they owned by?
Monex, Monex Group, Monex Group,
Gotcha.
Japanese online financial services holding company, specializing in online broker, crypto asset exchange, and investment.
Yeah, they regulated. They legit.
But,
You know, Shorty got 100. She got like 100K in her account type shit. So she was not playing. She done made about 30 racks this year. She said so far. Yeah, but she been losing too. So everybody been getting a little fucked up. Like she went on like a 5-month win streak and started losing in February or something like that. In March or something, she had made a couple of mistakes.
yeah, looking, I don't know if y'all be watching a lot of trap, but that nigga been showing them down some stocks. That bitch been bloody as hell, boy, for the past weeks. I've been seeing.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
But I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, I want some regulated shit, but because I don't know how the taxes work with this unregulated shit.
shit.
You
I
know,
to mention on the down days, I follow this guy. He live in Florida on YouTube. He just driving. He got this driving. I sent you a video, Jay. He basically drive around in his Porsche and talk about financial news and just knowledge and shit.
mm-hmm,
He be showing his account.
mm-hmm.
He got 1.3 M's in there. He down 180 bands right now.
Nice,
So
nice as in nigga. I just be saying nice because the fact that you can go down 180 bands, man.
yeah,
Shit, you got bread, brother. Good for you.
not to mention you got an e-commerce store, so he probably making, he's still making like a good 30K a month off that business.
Mm-hmm.
Still, niggas down.
Yeah, 180 kids crazy.
If you solely trading off of that account and that's all your money, like yeah, you definitely.
Right. I ain't gonna lie though, that's what I want to do. Make this shit out of career, bro. I ain't trying to do nothing now.
I mean,
This
yeah,
is all I want to do.
it come with the it come.
This shit too easy.
I think it's smart to do it, bro. But it's also smart to have like a little real estate portfolio on the side with some
Oh yeah, yes indeed. I'm an entrepreneur in general. I'm just saying this is gonna be my bread and butter though.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like fuck everything else. Like
I,
man, it's the same way he lost 180,000. If he would have made the right moves, he could have made 180,000. Not saying he ain't a good trader now. I'm just saying,
I
just
mean,
in this aspect of what you're talking about.
1.3 million. I know he ain't stuck with that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I know he a good trader and shit. I'm just saying, and that's cause he know this. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck, same way he lost, and the same way he could make that shit right back. Niggas ain't nobody tripping.
Right,
You
right.
feel me? That
And
nigga ain't tripping.
he say shit like that. That's with everybody.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the whole key. But that's the niggas that's getting it. Fuck, the niggas that's getting it is saying that shit, bro. Motherfucker is saying, well, I lost that 180. Like, they had a chick. I seen her lose like 100 bands. She came back and made 180 bands type shit back. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like, damn, bitch, you lost 100 bands, but you can't made 180. That shit dope. Like, that shit dope, you know. And she did that shit in the same day. In one day.
But how much she got in her account is the question.
Oh, I don't know the chick. I just was
I would say
watching shit.
like that, at least $500,000.
Yeah, she got bread though. Yeah, for sure.
You know,
She be getting it.
that kind of money. So you got to even have that kind of money to even make that.
Right. I think she had about at least 300,000 or some shit like that. I don't know, some shit like that.
Yeah.
She trading some shit where they got 1,000 to 1 leverage overseas type shit. Like they stopped giving out like before, you know, America went into that stuff we was on. She had basically got on to some people where she could do that high ass leverage and just went crazy.
That's that synthetic shit. That's that shit Supreme was trading. Some synthetic markets where they create like a fake fucking cloud market. I don't know how the fuck they do it out of the fucking indices and shit. They could they could go crazy on that level.
Hell yeah.
It's all fucking fluff anyway. It's like you betting on the bet of the real market on some shit. I don't know how the fuck they do that shit. It's weird. Different. Damn, Bitcoin back at 85. That bitch had a double bottom too, boy. I know niggas bought like some bitch. $75K. Yeah, man, we about to wrap it up. We done talked about the news and everything. Something you can use and use it. And we'll be back on Tuesday. See what these markets doing early in the week. We do got Powell speaking on Wednesday, so we'll be looking out for that. Market's probably gonna go a little volatile. Probably. I think it was at 12:30 or 1:30. I think 12:30. So yeah, we'll wait for that shit. But yeah, man, we out, man. Peace.
Peace.